My name's Andy Landen, and I'm the director of Sequoia. It's playing at South by Southwest. It's a story. It's a drama comedy about a girl who boards a bus and heads to Sequoia National Park with plans to end her own life. But when her family finds out, they band together and try to stop her. So it's kind of, she has plans to end her life, but life kind of gets in the way. It was originally called, it was always Sequoia National Park. The writer Andrew was just really into, he just went to the park and just had this kind of inspiring moment that gave him this story idea. So it was always about Sequoia. It had to be with those giant 1,000-year-old trees. But we originally called it Sequoia National Park and turned it into Sequoia. It still kind of sounds like a documentary though, doesn't it? But yeah, Sequoia just always was the name. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, they were very good with us. We stayed in a community called Riverside. It's right down at the base of the hill, and the park was wonderful. We shot half of it in the park, and then the rest of it was in a place called Balch Park, which is part of the greater Sequoia Forest. And they were wonderful. They let us. It was quite easy. We were there in November, so there wasn't as many tourists. So we kind of had free reign around the park. And you can't make things look bad when you're shooting in a place like that. Well, I went to USC, and a lot of the producers and the writer, Andrew Rothschild, he was from USC as well. And my friend who I'd collaborated on short films with, Giles Andrew, he had found the script and brought it to me. I had directed things with him before, and they developed the film, and they decided they wanted me to direct it, so I came on board. And I had been reading it as they were developing it, and I always loved it, so it was great when they wanted me to do it. And yeah, we're from there. Sure, and I think it's such a great script that everybody was like excited to do it. And so what I did is I shot a short scene that described how, because I had never done a feature before, this is my first feature, I did a short scene that showed how I wanted this to play out. And I think that helped because the cast could connect the material to what it was going to feel like and look like. And I mean, we had great response. So many great people came out, and just these people spoke to me so much. I mean, seeing Dustin and Allie's auditions, I was like, they just were so much the character that I imagined. It was good. But there's so many themes that unless you do it sincerely and have some realism to it, it can come off a little bit cheesy, or it can become a little bit too go too far one way or the other. So I wanted to find people that just sort of felt genuine and sincere in the roles. And yeah, it worked. I hope it worked. We'll see. You know, a lot of my short films are comedy. There's comedy to it. And I'm somebody that just thinks like things are funny because they're sad sometimes, and things are sad sometimes because they're funny. So I think I always wanted it to have some sort of light humor to it, to lift up the drama. I didn't want it to sort of become too melodramatic. So that was important to me, and I think it was just playing it sincere. If we can go about it in that way, it's not gonna, because you're right, they're big themes. You don't want it to become cheesy or too much. You just have to play it as natural as you can. The soundtrack, amazing. Do you know Edward Sharpe from the Milligan? Yeah, so Mark Noseworthy, he's a fellow Canadian, and he was a friend of my producer Giles, so he collaborated with us, and it was great. I mean, we just had such he just came at it from such a different angle, and he did, I don't know if you know this, but in the script it's supposed to be guitar, and he's like, well, why don't we just make it a banjo? And I was like, that's perfect, and he did all the, he's just a multi-instrumental guy. Do you know him, or? You know about? He's great. And a little secret, the ending, it's actually his voice playing while he's singing the banjo song, just because he recorded on an iPhone, and it was like the most perfect thing ever to use. So on an iPhone, yeah, it was like a rough track, and we never could make anything that just had the same emotional quality to it. So it was good. I hope it gets out there. I mean, I'm thinking video on demand, people see it. As long as people can see it and I can move on to a new film, can't wait to make something else.